What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're me checking out a game that I'd never heard of. This one was a surprise that landed in my inbox, and I thought it looked kind of compelling from the screenshots and from the footage that they shared on over. It's a little game called Darkswitch, and in this game, you kind of live next to a magic tree, and you're building a post-apocalyptic treehouse to keep you up off the ground because there's like this fog. I don't know what it does. In the little press briefer, it said that the fog is dangerous, and we have to stay away from it, which is why we're building up the side of a tree. It seems to have almost like a diesel punk or steampunk vibe to it. There's lots of airships and things of that nature. So I figured today we'd take a look at this little demo that they fired over and see if it's any good. This is completely and totally blind for me. I haven't played it at all yet. So hopefully it goes well. But if after watching this you wanted to check the game out for yourself, I got a link for you down below in the description. This game recently premiered, I think, at like a gaming show. So they don't have a demo or anything up yet, but you would be able to wishlist it there. You can also find a bunch of other Nerd Castle links down below, just in case you wanted to swing through any of the other little things that I do. But let's dive on into the game, and let's kill 30 minutes together playing a rad indie game, shall we?
Years ago, violent fog storms began to ravage our world. They swept away everything in their path, and with them came horrors beyond comprehension. That is why, by the personal decree of Archon Valfitis, we founded the Sparktown. Here, we conduct vital research to study the fog's nature, to uncover its secrets, and to forge weapons against this unrelenting threat.
Valfitis sounds like something that you get like on the side of your calf when you go into a hot tub with like people you don't know. Alright, so Master Ethnarch, the postal bird has brought ill tidings. Oh no. The bureaucrats of Sarago write that food shipments from the capital will soon cease. Furthermore, they demand that we send a report of our activities here. It looks like Archon Valfitis is having trouble in the capital. He's rapidly losing the council's support. Troubling news indeed. Now we must review our stockpiles of food. How long do we have? 3 days. We've only got food for 3 days, Master. Right. We've been leeching off the capital's supplies for years, and it seems the time has come for us to finally fend for ourselves. There are mushrooms growing on the tree just above the platform. Hypholoma sublateritidium? I don't know, dude. Sublateritidium. This just got titillating. A poor man's supper indeed, but better than an empty belly when the winter comes. I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that situation. I love mushrooms. If they ask at any restaurant or with any food selection if I want to have mushrooms with it, I'm like, yeah, dude, throw some mushrooms in there. I just love that flavor. I don't know what it is about mushrooms. These mushrooms taste like feet and they smell rotten, but they'll keep us going for a while. Okay. So there's our little treehouse village right there. We've got like some branches and things in the way. They may actually want to have like some kind of dithering or gapping inside the branches, just like a little porthole with like a fader around it so that you can see your village without having to like zoom all the way in like that. It looks like it does it a little bit, but it needs to be more aggressive about it, or the other side of it is just like take this branch and move it over to here. Because having it like right dead center, it obstructs the view cone of the player, I guess. It's a nice idea for theming and for like the atmosphere and the setting of the game, but that being said, it is kind of like, I guess if I tilt a little bit, it's not quite as bad, or if we like go over here. Okay, so we need to collect food from a mushroom patch. Let's click on the mushroom harvester, and we'll click on that. Okay, so it's right there. All right, we've got it right dead and center. If it was a snake, it would have bit me, and it looks like we can set up day and we can set up night shifts as well. I don't know if I'm desperate enough to set up night shifts for stuff just yet, but we will start producing as much wood as we possibly can while hanging out, and maybe we'll put food on 24-hour coverage. That way it's good to go. And then it also wants me to build a cookery, so let's go ahead and build ourselves a cookery. It looks like the cookery will go right there, so I'll put it on in, even though the side part of it was still red, even though the placement looked valid. And so maybe just a visual bug, not entirely too sure. But there goes all of our little people right here. They're rushing off to build their post-apocalyptic treehouse, which, if I'm being honest, is actually a pretty rad idea. Why are they climbing down all those ladders? You'd think we'd invent pulleys and like elevators at this point, even if they were man-powered. It does look like these little guys are lumbering inside the lumber pile over here, and it looks like 89 or 90 of them remain. It's just a pack of resources. Okay, that's fine. That's called wood, though, so I'm guessing we're just like lumberjacking the pile right now. Cookhouse is up, so let's go ahead and assign a couple workers to work over there, and it looks like we produce about 500 rations a day. I don't know what our consumption's gonna look like, but we should probably figure that out before too long. So if we mouse over this, it looks like it takes 5 fish to make 7 rations. So I don't think the mushrooms even go into these little meals right here. We're going to have to find a new source of food. Rodmer, your men are going to need to scout the area around the tree. And what about keeping this quiet if Sarago's air patrols catch us out there? We avoided this while we could, but now we have no choice. Sparktown needs resources. Okay, well, I mean, if Sparktown is hurting, we'll go ahead and give it our best. We can scout this over here, so we need to have scout groups in order to make that happen. So we go to the scout base, and then we've got to make ourselves a platoon of rangers. The scout base is down on the lower level over here, and so let's go ahead and we will create a scout team. There we go. Maybe I'll go with like another one. I don't know. Yeah, we got mushrooms, dude. I'm sure they'll just feed off of mushrooms and it'll be okay. We'll send out the 2 scout groups because it looks like we've got 2 glowing points out here in the overall game world that we can take a look at. All right, so it says these guys are ready to go. Let's deploy them over there, and then you guys go check out what's outside of our domicile over there. We've got a wicked treehouse, but I would like to have even more. Like, how do we put some autocannons on the side of this thing? Like full-on Vulcans that just and fire down at the ground for when we inevitably get to like that Matrix type situation where there's stuff crawling up the tree and across ceilings. We gotta fight them all off. The scouts have arrived, and now they're exploring, so let's see, like, is this going to give me thematic options that I've got to wrestle with? Am I going to be having things tug on my heartstrings right now? Let's find out. We're almost out of timber, Master Ethnarch. Circumstances force us to build like damn ants now. It'll make us more visible from the air, but what choice do we have? Okay, let's find a place to get a lumberjack hut. And remember, the workers' efficiency drops when they have to carry timber up the tree. Set up a storage area right next to the lumberjacks to boost their productivity. Sure, storage area by the camp. Okay, so we've got a logging camp over here that we can play around with. Lumberjack hut. It'll cut down trees. All right. Is it picky about where it wants to go? Oh, this actually goes, like, out in the woods. Okay, that makes sense. A lumberjack probably should go out in the woods. We'll probably put him back over here because that looks like it gives us the largest amount of resources for what we're dedicating. So I'll put that in right there. And then they also wanted, like, a storage warehouse. Let's put a storage warehouse kind of, like, over here, nestled up against the tree. And then we'll just, like, let it run until that gets built up. Second area is done, and I'm guessing that just gives me buildable space. It does. It lets me build outside the confines of where I actually live at. All right, cool. So we've got our warehouse all nice and set up. I'll probably say that it's cool to store wood. Yeah, throw wood inside of there. All the wood in the world. And now our lumberjack is done. So I'll go ahead and just assign the maximum number of workers. It looks like we can send out 6. Do they actually like animate or anything while they're on the ground? It's kind of hard to tell. I can't zoom any closer. Like I was going to watch and see if they chop trees and like how good the animation fidelity looked because I'm the kind of person that pays attention to those kinds of things when I play games. I'm a very immersive player with games. You may have noticed that I tend to play games that are really, really kind of thematic and dark and kind of suck you into the setting. I need that immersive level for me to like really, really engage with a game. Otherwise, I have trouble getting into it. And so I like to check the little animations and everything too to make sure they look natural. Lighting effects look pretty good, and the map sure is colorful. Listen, Rodmer, we're almost out of mushrooms. What are we supposed to eat now? Scouts reported that there's a river nearby. We could fish some provisions. Oh, there's the fish right there. Okay. So maybe do like a fish, a mushroom, and a leaf. I don't know, something like that for the raw food. So build a fisherman's barn. I'm guessing they're going to want to be over here by this little creek over here. Let's go... Fisherman's barn. Looks like they go out on the water, and there's 2,000 fish over here. What kind of fish are we talking about, though? Is it like a halibut? We talking about like a pike? We talking about trout, German brown? Like, what kind of fish are we getting down on here? Every fish has its own delightful flavor. There comes our little workers right there. The funny part about that diatribe right there is that I actually don't eat fish. I don't really enjoy it's the texture of fish meat that I just, not with it. Don't like the smell, don't really like the taste. Never been a big fish guy. Eat lots of, like, crustaceans, though. Like, I grew up eating mud bugs and, like, prawns and all that kind of stuff. So it's not, like, all seafood. I like clams and things and, like, oysters. There is a day and a night cycle when you get to nighttime, so that's good to see. Building's almost done over here. There we go. I'll just help it along by speeding up the game. We'll put 4 guys on top of that just to keep them moving, and it looks like we only have 17 workers left. I'm also kind of curious about, like, can I build houses? Because we have a lot of homeless people here. And so, like, having houses feels like it would probably help with that situation. Can they be on different levels or heights? We don't really have, like, the build space. I'm guessing that, oh, you can put them outside the walls. But isn't the fog going to come in? I'm a little bit worried. This concerns me. Isn't the fog going to come in? I guess we'll find out. I'll build one or two. It's only taken me 10 wood to get it done anyways. I don't know how many people live inside of here. If you could, I would love it if when you finally release this game, when I'm placing a building like this right here, what I would like to see is this building right here should have an outline of its blueprint, and then it should have little arrows that line up the grid, or at least a thing I can click to turn on like measures and whatnot. I need all my buildings to be symmetrical, and so this game is going to be fundamentally an asymmetry nightmare for me as I go further. I'll put it right there though, because I think I can line up the little obtuse, I don't know, dude, the little building gut. He got like the little building tummy gut up inside of there, and then you got like the limbs on each side. I do like these little walkways they're putting in too. It's got like a Lost Boys feel to it, but like in Rivendell. I would also maybe suggest that we do the same thing on this side with a warehouse. That way they don't have to walk all the way back to town to come get their stuff. Maybe I'll put a warehouse right here, and then we'll set it up specifically for fish. Alright, fish warehouse has been set up so that these guys aren't having to hike like 50 miles back to town in order to get themselves set up. I feel like that'll be a nice little stopgap, because right now these guys are walking all the way back up to drop off their fish, and so this will mean that the porters or the carriers or whoever we have can come down and get it from here, while they just keep working and have like a shorter walk. Oh, the fog is moving right there. Outpost Ignalis has fallen. 3 violet signals from the northeast at once. There's only one explanation. The nearby outpost Ignalis is under attack, and we can't help them. Even if we send rangers to help, they won't make it in time. It takes 2 days to reach Ignalis on foot, and in the Vale's darkness, they may encounter hungry guzzles and fits of madness, or something worse. Besides, our major duty here in Sparktown is to protect the seed. What the hell in Jabberwocky is a guzzle, though? You guys need to explain this more. I need a picture of what this guzzle is. I'm just picturing in my head it's like a mutated boar that walks around with a big gulp that he got at 7-Eleven full of slushy. Panic spreads through the ranks. Ignalis' fate remains unknown, and now they fear something worse. Maybe some made it out alive. Survivors reaching our gates might bring answers. Unlikely, and even if they do, the long journey through the fog drives unprepared minds to madness. Either way, we ought to raise more houses. You actually want to let them inside? You want these madmen to burn half of Sparktown down to the ground? Still making up my mind, but extra dwellings wouldn't hurt. Half of our people still lack a roof over their heads. Now that we're no longer in hiding, this needs fixing. As for the rest, we'll see. Okay. Well, let's bring it on down then. Is that like our fear level or something like that? Yeah, it is. Okay, so people get kind of like spooked as time goes along. And that's going to be like that fundamental thing that I bet we wrestle with throughout the course of our gameplay. Let's start a little housing subdivision back here, I guess. And we'll just kind of like put a little suburb over here that people can go live inside of. I do like the way that like the buildings themselves with the map, they fit into nice little nooks. Like I haven't felt annoyed by any of my building placements yet visually. And then it being connected by these little roads here makes it feel a little bit more alive and dynamic, I guess, a little bit more organic. So we still need like 2 more houses, and I think we have the resources for them. So we'll put like one right here. And then we'll line up a second one. Maybe, can I rotate him into a spot? Yeah, let's put him like right there. That'll look good. That'll be all right. Visual, I'm actually kind of digging the way that our city is spreading out right now. I kind of like what the game's got going on, like graphically and also kind of visual design-wise. The portraits to me almost look like they were generative. Like they almost look like they came from AI or something like that. Like they're kind of out of lockstep with the rest of the game's visual design, but I emailed the developers to check. I even held this video for a day, and they said that there's absolutely no AI artwork in the game whatsoever, so I looked around for more scouting points, but it doesn't look like we have anything else we can scout right now, so I guess I'll just let her ride on high speed, since I've got all of our basic needs taken care of, I think. We're up to like 100 rations right now, which is great. Ah, there's an event. It finally popped up. People barely stand on their feet. It's a miracle that they made it over here. A frightened woman clutches a baby to her chest, and an injured man leans on his friend. A tied-up madman, tied up? Huh, drools and laughs insanely. The fog took his mind. 3 men with swords stand aside with wry grins on their faces. I mean, we outnumber them by like 50 people, and I seriously doubt the amount of damage they can do with 3 machetes. If we all bum rush them, I feel like we can take them. I'm not going to be heartless. I'll offer them shelter. The refugees from Ignalis climb the trees, some with eyes full of joyous tears, some visibly relieved, and some with forced calmness. It's clear now that those who remain sane are much fewer than it first seemed. Uh-oh, we got insane people? I really hope we don't live to regret this decision. Your decision, Tessin, yours alone. You're Ethnarch of Spark now, not some craftsman. Your word is law, and laws, they make enemies. So be it, a healing quarter shall rise. Let them grumble about this mercy if they dare. Seems I was right after all. Never did I deny the need for a healing quarters, only our precarious position stayed my hand. Now fine, you were right. I mean, I kind of like this dictatorial direction that we're going here. Like, I'm sort of like, I'm digging that. Like, I feel like they need a firm hand, otherwise they're going to start to act up, and, you know, then it's going to get worse. So we do, like, a little bit of nastiness now, and then later on, we save ourselves the business of, like, lots of nastiness, you know? This building is kind of unique. It sticks to the side of the tree, so that's kind of cool. Okay, I was trying to figure out where I could place it, and then I zoomed out, and I saw there was a grid all over the tree. Okay, let's see if we can get it leveled with this guy. There we go. And it looks like it auto-levels perfectly fine and adds in the catwalk. Ooh, adds the catwalk. Sick. Healing quarters looks to be done, but we need to send people to work here. So it looks like there's different classes of citizens. So it looks like we've got 3 different types over here, although I don't know what they are because there's no tooltips yet. If I max this out, these guys are craftsmen, I know that. These guys are scouts. And then I don't know what these guys are right here, just like generic workers, I would guess. Max us out on healers because we do have a lot of insane people, and we have 2 people that are severely physically ill but also healing. A group of insane refugees managed to break free. They shouted that the darkness had crawled into their guts and stirred there. Same thing happens to me when I eat Lucky Charms, man. A darkness crawls into my guts, and then all of a sudden I live in the bathroom. Only the fire could purge them. They tried to set themselves on fire and burnt down a building. Let's send them... We'll take them out of the settlement if they're going to be burning down buildings. The insane fought back fiercely, shouting both pleas and curses. Finally, they gave up and wandered off, contemplating aloud whether they should burn themselves. But then they broke into laughter and happily disappeared into the fog. What building got burned the hell down? I don't see anything awry. Our wood supply is low. We can't erect buildings and construct skywalkers without our wood. So please build another lumberjack hut and cut a tree or 2. We have 100 wood, though. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Do the trees dissipate over time? I haven't been watching. I feel like this was more thickly forested a minute ago, though. Could be wrong. How far out over here can I build? Pretty far, all things considered. Maybe I'll just slap one down right there. Can I enable this for multiples, or can it only have 1 resource in it? It can only have 1 resource in it. Okay, so we're going to want to make another warehouse over here too, specifically for wood. And so we'll slam that guy in right there, just to have like a little warehousing district over on this side. These guys have a hell of a walk. It's going to take forever for our builders to get over there. But hopefully it works out. But I get the feeling by the time their shift gets over there, we're going to be kind of SOL. Maybe they might not even be able to work a full day. The workers aren't sleeping, Master, just headaches at first and now full panic attacks after sundown. Well, the Veil of Darkness has grown more active and dangerous. We never faced such threats before. We'll set up flame guards near the buildings. That should protect the people at night. I'll assign a few rangers to tend the fire. They'll keep it burning through the night and see that no fire burns needlessly by day. Okay. A flame guard, eh? So we probably want one of these in our living quarters would be my estimate. As long as it covers everything, we should be good. I guess put a flame guard right there. How much wood do I have left? 34? Okay. We also need to take care of this little suburb over here. So I guess we'll just slap one down right there. We do need to assign rangers, I think, to this thing. How many rangers do I have left? I have questions. I definitely need more information about what I have. So 14 out of 17. I got 2 rangers left. The warm light of flame guards brings comfort. At night, people feel calmer. The maddening whispers emanating from the veil are no longer heard, though the nights are growing darker. Okay. We do have a scout point over here that we can look at. Send a scout. I want to see what we've got going on over there. And then on this side... I don't see anything else, so we'll just let them scout that out real quick, and we'll figure out what's over in this territory. They said that there's like a defensive mechanic to this, too, where you like fight off your tree or whatever, maybe build armies or something. Like, it said you're going to be fighting the darkness, not just like doing your thing. I guess max out over here. The scouts. Refugees are reluctant to speak with the Rangers. After what happens, they fear heading towards Sparktown. To them, setting foot on the tree seems even more dangerous than staying put and breathing the fog. Luckily, the Veil has not yet claimed their souls, and they allowed themselves to be persuaded. Okay, yeah, dude, they've got like is that a little pack animal up front? Oh, yeah, dude, they got like a little donkey. I can't zoom any further. But they've got some kind of four-legged animal hanging out with them. We're going to need some more houses for sure. So I should probably get on top of that. We're about halfway to our wood goal right now, which is nice. Give me a forest house, and wherever I can fit the damn thing is where it's going to go. Put one right there. Maybe put another one, like, over here, spaced a little bit. I think we get 8 people live in each of these. We may need another flame guard, though, on one. Oh, who are these dudes? Hold up. These guys look like a problem. The Luminarchy. Even the name makes people go pale and tremble with fear. With fire and sword, the Luminarchs spread the word of light to the farthest outposts. They must seek out and punish heretics, whoever and wherever they may be. Why are they here? I mean, for the sake of drama, I think I'm going to invite them in. They can look around. Tessin walks forward to greet the Luminarchs, who step off the Skywalker like they own the place. He bows in respect. Their commander strides toward him, giving a curt nod and extending his hand, covering Tessin with the light. I merely blinded your rangers for a few hours with the power of the light. Their impertinence deserved far worse. Tell me, did this command come from you? From me? Yes, here's a letter of credence from Archon Valphitus. Our charter flows from his own hand. Whatever power you claim, by rights you'd be in chains already for opposing the Luminarchy. However, the Eternal Light shows mercy to the misguided. For now. What's on your mind? We'll do what must be done. Every resident of the settlement will be tested with the Machine of Truth. The Machine of Truth? For several hours, the Luminarchs do nothing, but then they begin to stop people hurrying about their daily business to interrogate them. They choose their victims at random, however, not all are let go. Following interrogation, some are taken to the Skywalker. Where's their Skywalker at? Is it here? I don't see like a ship or anything. What is a Skywalker? Oh, there it is right there. Oh, these guys rolling in style right now. They got the custom wrap and everything on that thing, dude. No bubbles or nothing when you look at it, dude. Well, a little bit of bubbling along the edges. Okay, maybe it was a discount job. There's definitely a difference between a good wrap and a bad wrap. We've got 3 dead, apparently. I guess they just count as being dead. They took them back to their ship and executed them. I'm a stranger in a strange land right now who has no idea what this religion wants, so I'm a tiny bit taken aback. I feel like I need a little bit more of a primer on how the universe works and how I should be behaving. It says the Luminarchy just released all 3 of the people, so maybe we're okay. I don't know. We do have another scout spot over here, so we might as well check that out real quick. I'll send the scouts over to take a look at it. There is like a little meter that's filling up while this building is in the darkness, so my assumption is that at some point we're going to have to put these little lanterns just about everywhere. We're going to have to sprinkle them all over the place. Put some people to work on the night shift inside of these lumberjack huts, because I'm not crazy positive that we're actually going to hit this goal in time. Emaciated people sit around a small fire. This is our scout party, shielding it with their bodies and a piece of hide draped over the top. They were clearly afraid of being found. It took a great effort for the Rangers to convince the poor souls that they are now safe. Man, we keep bringing in more people, dude. We got a lot of mouths to feed. I don't really have a lot of, like, statistical information either to let me know. I also don't know what this big meter is on the side of the screen. During my watch, I saw distant lights in the Veil. Could be another group of refugees from the fallen outpost trying to reach us, or maybe just swamp lights playing tricks again. If they're survivors, we should help them. We need all the hands we can get. Send out a squad. I'll keep my eyes open. If the Luminarchs catch sight of the refugees, things are going to get ugly. Okay. Find the runaways. Let's deploy some scouts real fast. They've got to be, like, preparing real quick. And these guys are returning from their last exploration. I don't think these meters are going down during the daytime. I think these buildings just get kind of, like, infected as time goes along. And you've got to have ways to, like, stop it from happening. And the infection does not appear to be happening to everything that's inside the light. So yeah, it looks like everything's kind of protected except for, like, the forest house over there. Maybe the fog didn't go high enough. I'm wondering if the fog... Oh, I think it does, dude. Maybe that's the fog level. It tells you, like, how high up the fog is going to go by story. So we've got it on the second story right now, which takes it up to like here. And then third story will probably be everything. Little bit of an issue, might be a problem. The madness of the townsfolk. A few workers are standing and chatting at the edge of the wood. Thin wisps of fog are curling through the trees. The fog starts moving faster and covers one of the workers. In a moment, he starts screaming. Seized by insanity, bursts out of the fog and starts ripping at his face with his hands, as if trying to pull the mist out from underneath his skin. The others watch this scene frozen in terror, and at last they are awakened and try to flee away, but it's too late. The fog is upon them. Okay, well, let's get a little wild and crazy then with a few more of these deployables. So I need to protect at least one of these. So maybe we'll put that right there so that we can capitalize on more buildable space. We'll send those scouts there, and we'll send these scouts here. And hopefully that'll be good enough to keep them covered. If I can get one of these little flame guards over here to cover both of these, that would also be highly acceptable. There we go. And then this one's kind of a waste just to save it. I may leave that where it's at just to see what happens to it when the meter maxes out so that I'm aware. The darkness was summoned by sorcerers hiding within the settlement. Now the innocent suffer. If that's not proof of heresy, then what is? The veil felt alive. I've never seen anything like it. When the black moon rises again, the shroud of the departed shall cover the world in dread. The song of the black moon. You believe those old tales about darkness swallowing us all? I'm a scholar and believe only in facts. We should have built the Engineerium long ago to properly study the Veil. Since you're here, Monsignor, would you grant us your blessing? All right, so builders are getting all of those up and running, and I should be able to at least put, like, a ranger on them during the day. Or, I'm sorry, during the night when we actually need it. I don't know that having them there stationed during the day will really matter. Maybe if it's during the day, that's how they get rid of the corruption. I don't know. But all these buildings are set up, so we shouldn't be having too many more problems. Go ahead and light those up. Make sure we have people working inside of them. That's now lit up, and it does appear to be holding back the fog. That's good. I sent a scout over here to check out this little position and find the refugees so that we get to them. We found them. All right, a group of exhausted people. How many others are wandering around? I guess take them to Sparktown. We're being awfully generous with our city space right now, though. I need a little bit more wood, too, unfortunately. People fussing around the building. They're rushing to finish their shift before nightfall. Taught by bitter experience, they flee at the first sign of fog. It glides towards the isolated building and winds around it like a river. It coils up the walls, creeping higher until it reaches the rooftop. Logs and wooden planks creak faintly, decaying away as you watch. Metal parts begin to rust and disintegrate. What should have taken 100 years happened in less than a minute. It clings to its shape, but the roof sinks. The door lies down and the beams groan under the strain. It will collapse at any minute. This damn fog almost ate another building. Wasn't it enough that we dealt with this in Sarago? What did you expect? It's an inherent evil. It poisons the lives of people everywhere. Whatever it touches begins to distort. The building is infected. How do I fix that? Demolish an infected building. Oh, I've just got to break it down and do it all over again? Okay. Is anything else destroyed? Everything else looks somewhat okay. That is holding back the fog, though, and stopping it from further corrupting buildings. Although I do ask, how did this one finish corrupting? It must be a scripted thing, would be my guess, for the tutorialization. Like it's just a scripting of your lumberjack hut getting absolutely dookied on. Let's maybe get the Engineerium done. Where does the Engineerium go? It goes on a wall? Okay. But I need 75 wood for it, and we've got houses that we've got to put down. So, like, maybe I'll squeeze in a couple more hooses. I think I've got us about as settled as we can be right now. It looks like you can kind of squeeze these closer, too. So I guess I will. We'll just make little paddocks out here. As long as it's near the light, I'm okay with it. We do have scouting spots that are available, but I'm worried they're going to bring back more humans. Can't really take more humans right now. More humans would be a bad thing at the moment. Nothing ever gets better with more human beings involved. You got to keep it small, intimate, and accountable. It was exactly what I thought it was. Every single one of those points dumped like another 20 people on me. I don't think we can afford another 20 people right now. I'm willing to be convinced that it might be okay, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of people. The worst part is a huge chunk of them are sick or like super fatigued. I'm going to stop exploring points. I feel like exploring points is getting me into trouble right now. I may be overpopulating. We've got everybody housed right now except for Gary. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to build him a house because he cut me off in traffic on the 80 the other day and he flipped me the bird out the window. And so I think Gary can just live out in the fog. This is what happens, man. You never know who's going to become the supreme dictator of a tree fort. One of my brothers caught an exhausted, ragged worker today. He had no chart to prove he'd passed the machine of truth. How do you explain that? Dumbass probably left his papers at home. What do you expect from such a poor and backwards outpost? So backwards that Archon Valphitus himself takes a personal interest? We merely maintain the Veil level gauge. A group of heavily armed rangers are willing to die rather than let me ascend the tree, and you think I was born yesterday? I've run out of patience, Tessin. You will face the machine of truth. I don't want to face the machine of truth. Tessin moves towards the Luminarch Skywalker, struggling to hide his nervous tremble. He looks over his shoulder at his fellows before the door shuts behind him. Are we dead? I think we might be dead. Do I have the stuff for the engineering? Dude, I gotta get some wood. I need some wood real bad right now. I have no wood. We may also need another healer's hut in all honesty. But let's do the engineering first because it looks cool. We'll put the engineering right there. And with whatever wood I have left over, I might make another hospital and maybe put it down here inside the residential area so they can get there faster. Because we can only heal 5 people at a time. And I don't know if you've noticed, but we have like 30 people injured right now. People get injured a lot. This is not a society where everybody has their general contractor's license and is following OSHA guidelines. We've got guys using jackhammers as pogo sticks while other guys cheer them on. I just saw a guy use a 2x4 to try to pole vault over a work construction site. He said, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it, right as his head hit the pavement. It's not a great situation right now. So the engineering, let's get that going, and then we've got to get technology. Technology is in this menu, so we've got defense, we've got social, we've got resources, and we've got exploration. I guess first things first, we'll start with the fog observatory over here, but I need 75 wood for that, so I think we just got to let it ride for a little bit. It may also be time to expand out. Oh, a guzzle. Those are guzzles right there, apparently. They look like giant rabid hellhounds. Okay, they've never come this close to the settlement before. They can devour everything in our warehouse. We should send a squad of rangers to go search for their nest, but it's a risky mission. Okay, let's see if we can go destroy the guzzle nest. Is that the guzzle nest right there? That's a fugitive camp. I don't care about that. Where's the guzzle nest? There's the guzzle nest. All right, I was going to send 2 squads this time around just to be like extra safe about it, but I guess I can't do that. There goes our little combat squad. Are they gonna die? Is this gonna be bad for them? Yesterday, Rodimer reported that rangers came across a debris-strewn field near the tree. Could they be from the War of the Cities? Where is he anyways? The damn Luminarchs took him for interrogation. They promised it wouldn't take long, Master Ethnarch. They won't get word out of Rodimer. He's gotten out of worse scrapes than this. How'd you manage to hide the truth from the Luminarchs, Master Ethnarch? I nearly crapped myself from fear when they connected me to the machine. The technology's interesting, but rough. Honestly, I'm starting to suspect its role in interrogation is mostly bluff, a psychological trick. Let them inspect that scrap for any mining. They're actually fighting over here. You can see them throwing down with little things over here. Can I go in closer? How do I go in closer? Oh, now it's letting me zoom in super far. Where were they at? Oh, there's the little guzzles right there, dude. Did we kill those? Yeah, send them to go destroy these guys. Kill them off. I want to watch combat happen. Okay, there go our little warriors right there. They're rocking up on this dude. Oh, that thing is big, bro. That thing is huge. Are they, like, throwing knives at him? What are they doing to him? I couldn't tell. Are the guzzles gonna, like, abduct people? Can I just set up, like, an area that they protect? Because there was definitely more guzzlers over here, dude. They were all over the place. Oh no, dude, the little guzzle guys are attacking my flame tower. Bro! Okay, so yeah, we're definitely gonna get defenses and walls and stuff like that. So far, I like it. I think it's enjoyable. Like, I like the premise that they're playing around with the vertical building and the extensions and stuff like that. We haven't really got to see a whole lot of it so far, and I've been playing for about an hour, whatever this video edits down into. So I guess I'll call my first impressions there. They have my attention. I'll keep an eye on it. Everything here seems reasonably competently done. I wish I had more information about total inputs, total outputs, like a full-on stat screen so I could figure out what was like with a little line graph that tells me what's diminishing and what's going up. I think that's kind of vital for a game like this so that you can figure out where your bottlenecks are and keep bad things from happening to your society. But so far, I kind of dig it. This game is called Darkswitch, And my name is Splattercat. Thanks for joining me today as we took a look at this game and gave it our first impressions. I'll see y'all tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet, but for now, it's time for me to go.